Number 2 is the process you want to go through in how you reach out to them. So let's just call this outreach. How do you get a moment of a really busy nonprofit director's time, for instance? Well, you're going to tell them, again, very much like we said about the pitch to the Los Angeles Times with the cross-promotion in the last video. Here we're also talking about how to position yourself so that you are helping them. That's what you want to get across, is what you want to help them with. What do nonprofits need help with? In my way of thinking, there are 3 M's that nonprofits always need help with. M. And those 3 M's are media, money, and members. If you really think about it, that's all nonprofits ever need, right? They either need exposure in the media so people find out about them, or they need funds, money, to keep going with their various projects, or they want members, right, into their nonprofits. Those are sort of the 3 goals for nonprofits. So if you can help them out with any or all of them, you're going to be their best bud, really. So think about this. I mean, did I really get the media? Not so much. I mean, I didn't get them too much like traditional media, but I did get them links on my website, and I gave them exposure and platform at the festival by giving them like an exhibit booth and hanging posters for them and things. So that's all media, if you really branch that out. So, you know, raising awareness for their organization is really what I could help them with there. So you can strategize about, is there a way for you to help out the nonprofit raising awareness for their organization? Money, we've already talked about a little bit, but just to reiterate, I didn't write them a check up front. I'm not this gajillionaire with all this money to throw at people. And quite frankly, guys, the nonprofits now know a lot that most of us aren't in that bracket, and they're trying to figure out ways to raise funds that really work well for all of us, not just the gajillionaires, okay? So the money part, how did I do that? Well, I donated tickets, right? I hooked them up with an affiliate deal. So I wasn't donating money directly, but I gave them services and software and benefits and tickets that helped them generate money. And that was a major breakthrough for me, is that I could help out a nonprofit raising funds without being a gajillionaire myself. One of the coolest things, the coolest stories that I have about helping out Sierra Club last 2 years ago, was that they had this, I think it was like a relay run for, you know, troubled youth. It was like Hopi youth on the reservation somewhere, and they were doing this big run for them, and it was like an empowering thing for these young boys. And they got to drive some boys from Flagstaff up to the reservation to do that run, specifically because of the funds we generated for them through the festival. And without those funds, those boys would have never got to do that. Really, like, I'm crying now, but, you know, it was like, that was transformative. That was life-changing for those boys. And I got to see the results of that. So you know, helping out a nonprofit is transformative, not only for them, of course, but, you know, when you talk to people who are in the business and in the habit of donating and helping nonprofits, what you really find is it becomes such an amazingly incredible life experience for yourself. It's one that I really couldn't recommend the most. It gives you amazing perspective and gratitude, and above and beyond what you already have. So, you know, generating money, generating funds, there you go. It doesn't have to be, you know, gajillionaire stuff. You can get creative about it like we're doing here and make a huge impact, at least for a few people. You can change one person's life, right? And that counts for a lot. So the other thing is members. Well, you can get creative with that too if you really wanted to. Like, we could have run something, just wasn't what I chose to do, but, you know, we could have run something where we're like, hey, become a member of Sierra Club this month, and if you buy a pass to the Flagstaff Yoga Festival within this time frame, you get $100 off or something. You know, we could have run a great promotion like that, really just driving more members to them. I think they did sign up some members while they were at the festival with the exhibit space, but we could have done more there, so that's another thing for you to brainstorm about. Number 3 is how they can help you, right? So what is the trade? Really strategize about how you would like them to help you back, because they're going to want to do that, but they're not going to really want to spend money doing that, right? So you you can't really expect to get many yeses if you go, hey, I'm going to do this for you, nonprofit, but you have to give me $500. No nonprofit is going to do that. This is kind of a creative crapshoot on their part anyway, to do something creative with you. They're not going to give you cash up front. What you are going to be asking for is things that really don't cost them anything and are really easy for them to implement. That's why I chose emailing their list as something that was really easy for them. Does it cost them anything to email their list? No, it doesn't cost them anything. So already they're listening because they're like, I can do what she wants me to do for free. Oh my gosh, that's huge, and it might actually make them money as well. So anything that you can do that's really a no-brainer for them is a great idea. Sometimes nonprofits get gifted like public service announcements or ad space in papers and things, just so you know. Not all of them do, but sometimes media outlets want to say that they're supporting the nonprofit. So they'll give them really good like bulk discounts or just gift them, you know, media. And you might be able to ask, like, is there a way that you can tie us into some of your media that you already have? So that would be another thing that you could do there. And another way that I found that's really amazing to look at with nonprofit donations is by having them just simply do a little backlink to you on their website. Your website, if you're a local or regional business, you're going to want to start ranking in search engine rankings, right, like Google. And we've got a little intro training coming for you in this mini-series all about SEO, all about search engine optimization. One of the absolutely beautiful strategies here is just to simply ask the nonprofit to put a backlink to your site up on their website. That counts a lot in the eyes of Google because nonprofits' websites, they're usually like .orgs or something, right? And so getting a backlink from them is way more valuable than getting a backlink from just some little blog or something from an independent person. The nonprofit carries a lot of clout, almost as much clout as an educational organization, if not more sometimes. So that is a very valuable backlink to get, and it can really help you start ranking with SEO. So, you know, if you're thinking about good, easy, free ways for that nonprofit to help you out back, a backlink is one, email is another, publicity might be another way that they can give back to you, right? And of course the silent auction strategy is one of my favorites these days. This is the way, by the way, that you can say, like, if you want to run a large event, you may not, but you know, if you did want to run a large event, or, well, let's spin this out to another example just so you can start seeing that this could be transferable to any business. Let's say that you want to run a membership site, okay? So you want to get like a forum-style membership site going for some specific subject, and your workaround in your mind is, I'll get a bunch of people in there to start generating all of this conversation, and it's going to be this high-traffic website. And if people come in, they can come in as member levels and pay a certain amount. Well, on a membership level program, it doesn't actually cost you much to put members in for free, but what you actually want to do is start generating some revenue there eventually. And the other way you can generate revenue on a website, or an event, of course, is by having advertisers, sponsors, exhibitors, that kind of thing come in and pay you to advertise, basically. Well, what do those advertisers or potential sponsors want to see? Whether we're talking about a web business or a physical online business, they want to see a lot of traffic, and not just any traffic, they want to see specific targeted traffic, right? So just like I'm using silent auctions to bring in people who are paying for yoga, and this makes my exhibitors really happy, you could spin this out to a web business as well, right? You could say, hey, I'm going to work with the Sierra Club, or let's use another one. I'm going to work with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and we're going to do a website full of Yoga for Kids trainings. And we're going to get people to pay membership for all these Yoga for Kids videos. Let's just, you know, I'm just making this up. But so then what you can do is you can say, hey, anyone who donates at least $50 to Big Brothers Big Sisters in this month gets a free membership to this cool Yoga for Kids website. And that membership usually runs whatever amount you want to charge, right? So you can run that with Big Brothers Big Sisters, get maybe 300 initial paying members into your site within a promotional period. You choose the number. I mean, that's the other thing. You decide what size event or what size site or what size membership program you want to build. And by doing this, you can just go get the members or go get the attendance. And yeah, that's how you build to whatever level. You don't worry about getting those members. You just go get them. right? Now, no, up front, those people are not actually paying you, but they've paid somebody, so they're more likely to stay in after their term of free membership is over, or whatever deal you want to do with them. But even if they don't pay you anything, they're at least trafficking your site, and they're at least paying members, technically, on paper. So you can then turn that around and take that to sponsors and exhibitors, right, and say, hey, I've got 300 paying members into this site. The list price on this site is $30 a month or whatever, and you probably want to reach these people, don't you? And then you can go generate exhibiting revenue off that. So that's another example of a good trade you could do.